Hello, everybody. Thank you for liking. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And today is an awesome day. I've been waiting a long time. We've been waiting to top with this dude for a minute, and here we are with Jayson Scott, who just topped the online event. How you doing, Scott?
Pretty good.
Let's get it, bro. So I want to go into your list real quick. So, Jason, is there anything you want to talk about as far as like your match? Because I want to go into the deck profile itself, like the ratios. Because in Vegeta Saint Army, we always try to like find the best build for him, right? And I think that it's different between best of three and best of one. And I think best of one is his place to be. And you have like the all gas, I think, route here. But first, tell me about the tournament and why you picked Majin.
So I've played a couple of them, and I played Agrosin, and I was like, cool, this deck's really cool, but if they like stop you in any like shape, way, or form, you're just kind of like dead in the water. And like I kind of got really bored of it, and I was like, man, I've been playing like Majin Vegeta like on the side, and I was like, I'm gonna play this and just go off on two and hope to kill my opponent that has a quicker turn two kill instead of a turn three kill in Agrosin. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna see how I do, and I ended up winning. So here we are.
Exactly. Yeah, Sin has that like you can fall back on a more like control version of it if all else fails, but and it's a little later. So it's a give and go, I guess. But Majin, like turn two, if you're high rolling everybody, like I mean, they're done. You know what I mean? So, what do you remember who you played? Like as far as what decks you played, and how many rounds was it?
It was 8 rounds, and it was I round one was Vegex, and unfortunately my opponent DC'd, um, which is rather unfortunate, and ended up getting the win. Round two was Tien, which was actually the hardest matchup of the entire day, and like we ended up going to 3 mana, and I ended up winning, of course. Dark Broly, I won the die roll and killed him on two. KP, uh, I ended up losing the die roll, but he played piano and then played Piccolo Unison, and I still killed him, which is fine. And then Go Tanks, which was very weird because he was a 4-0 Go Tanks player. I thought that deck was dead, but here it was, and I ended up killing that deck on two. I played a Broly Surge player, which I was like, I didn't even know that deck still existed. People still play that deck, and I ended up squinching out a win there at 3 mana. And then I played Marcel with KP, and I killed him on. I won the die roll and killed him on two, and then I first Vegex in the finals and killed him on 3 mana. So all in all, it was pretty good.
Oh, so you didn't lose any games at all.
No, that was first place.
So the King Piccolo one for one, right? There are a lot of answers to Majin Vegeta, and that's the thing why somebody would go to Aggro Sin, right? Because if there's an answer for it, you can fall back on a control, and Majin's like a ticking time bomb. I feel like so if you have the answer, you got it. But it's like a big gamble. So yeah, if King Piccolo, I guess, has like Violent Rays, but if he's not seeing it, that's what the gamble is for best of one. So I guess you said how often did you win the die roll in this tournament?
Uh, I ended up winning one, two, three. I won 5 die rolls, and I didn't play one game, so technically like 6. So, but I went first and second in 2 different KP matchups. So
Oh,
I
okay.
lost the die roll in one and didn't lose the die roll in the other.
Right. So okay. So before we go into the deck, are there any changes you would make to the deck as it stands right now? And I'm looking at your list right now.
Uh, Honestly, I I don't think so. Maybe because people don't have Celzino, I might change Celzino. I didn't play it all day. So it was like just there, but it's an extra attacker.
Right.
But I like other than that, I think I liked the ratios.
So starting out here on the top left, I see the 4 3-star balls. That's obvious. The 2 Toas, right? Did you see that? Did you see that being necessary, having her as a backup in case you didn't have the balls? What is the mulligan like for you? Do you mulligan hard for ball, field, and one of the 7 drops, or just for ball and field?
I literally hard mulligan for if I open 6 and just don't see like a field, I absolutely put everything back. Field is number one.
Yeah,
I've had too many local games where I just
yeah,
don't see field until like turn 2 or 3, and it's just like it feels really bad. And it's like I can always find a ball later for like how many attacks that I get and how much life I take and everything like that. Like field is number one, ball can be found later. Like one of my games, Toa was very necessary. I didn't see ball at all, but I did see a Toa off of my draw 2 over on Bardock after I procced ball. And I was like, cool, I can now just play Toa with my 1 extra energy before I awaken to get the ball and still go in my chain.
exactly. Because the deck, I mean, the fact that the deck is so good at like doing so little for almost no energy sometimes means that you can, I guess, spare that 1 energy for that girl. And let's see. Okay, the 4 1-drop Prince of Destruction Vegetas is obvious, right? You're using that to fuel your quickening. But what about the 1-drop Vegeta that you have 2 of here? The one that's a barrier. It's like the answer to blue. What were you afraid of there? The blue matchup or baby or what?
I was mainly afraid of baby, especially because it's like it's a give and take. Because it's like if we've been in this weird meta where it's like Broly will top a whole bunch of events, and then it's like the next week Blue Baby will, and because Blue Baby beats Dark Broly, and I just wanted to be sure that I had my bases covered, because if I had the ball on turn 2, that if I played Vegeta and then start swinging at them, that if they untap an energy, I just pop their 1 energy, like, on if I win die roll, and if not, I just pop their, like, active mode energy
Right.
if they untap it all.
Okay. Oh, you didn't play any. You didn't play any blue decks, did you?
I did not, so I dodged all the blue decks,
Yeah.
but they're like it. I would rather be safe than
Of
sorry.
course. No, I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Also, like, I mean, let me see here. Actually, it does give you, I guess. I mean, you said you didn't play the secret rare, but it does give you like if you get to 11 number wise, and if you have one of those 1-drops, I guess it can help. But what is all right? So Souls Kamehameha 2. So there was somebody on Vegeta Saiyan Army that topped a tournament, and he got first as well, and he was playing the Souls Kamehameha. He's like, people are swearing by this card on the deck, and I've been having it in, I've been having it out. I've taken a big break from the game, and I'm just coming back into it, and it's great seeing you like figuring it out so quickly, because I've been playing it as much as I can, and you said you're just starting it, and you got it figured out. I feel like. How often did you play Souls Kamehameha?
Quite honestly, like a lot actually. For one, it's an easy bottom deck for a super combo if I am tapped out. So it's like I can just keep all my 5Ks in my hand because everything is basically 5. And then it was really good because somebody, I think it was my Surge Broly player, comboed up to 30 on a battle card swing into my 4-drop Boo. And I just go, okay, cool, I'm going to tap 1 for a Cells Kamehameha and rip a card from your hand
Okay, right,
and
right.
combo out of your attack. Like, you combo 2 cards and I rip a card from your hand. So you go -3 for my -1. So it's like more in my favor. It's also like really good if you get the play where you could just sit on 4-drop with the slug on board, and they have to attack slug, and if they like have to combo into it, that if they combo to the sweet spot or 35, like some people do, you just Cells Kamehameha, rip a card from their hand, they just neg everything, and you just earn a commanding position to win the game.
Right. Okay, so we have also the 4 Bibbidi, 1-drops, 3 Majin Quickening, and then the 2 Hachiak. I think that's the ratio. That's the one I do, right? I like the 4. I used to do 3 Bibbidi and then 3 Hachiak, but late in the game, sometimes I just play the Bibbidi if I have nothing to do, just to search for something. So I think this is the. I think that's the ratio for that. Um, I think that's pretty good where it's at. Do you agree, or would you change it
I
at all?
I agree. Um, the only time that hat check is bad is if you go second and they play BMS because it plays off of a skill, so you have to pitch
Right.
two guards. So like if you're going second and you know that you're playing against like Vegex and they're going to play like BMS on one, that you're trying to mulligan for your one drop Bobbity or the quickening, and not really hat jack. But if you're going first, hat jack it actually deck thins you more. So like keeping it is actually not that bad. But like for in the finals, I ended up playing three of them. Like I didn't have the Self Awakener on two, so I played Bobbity on one to play the Quickening, and then on my turn two, I played two Bobbities to add two Servant Vegetas to my hand. So I like, and if anything, they're just combo power to combo out of any attack that Vegex threw at me.
Exactly. I got you. Okay. And then two Dodoria, which is I think again you have so much energy to do stuff with that the two Dodoria really help you, especially with your quickening. So I see what you're doing there. Now the 2-on-2 Majin Buu's gas the energy and looking for a fight. I think you're 100% right. I play actually 2-on-2 and I play one of the other promo, the gray one that searches for the 7-drop Majin Buu. So I want to get into this really quickly because one of the things that everyone plays differently. Everyone is a little more aggro. Everyone's a little bit more control, and I don't think there's a right or wrong way. But what I'm seeing in the current decks that are topping their Majin is that you're playing no unisons. You're playing no like negates or anything. So would you play unisons or would you change that at all? Or I mean, it's obviously working for you right now.
Honestly, with like unisons, I feel like they're way too slow. Like, quite honestly, the only time a unison might be good if you're trying to like take it slow. I've realized playing against Aggro that if you wait until 3 mana, that they can't they can't haze your 3-drop Vegeta anymore, and like your powerful attacks they can't pop your chain. So if you take it a little bit slower, play Demigra on one, and or Bobbity or anything like that on one, that like you're kind of fine. You're okay. Um, but like other than that, like I think it's like a side deck option. But then again, I'm a very big aggro player that I always go in uh game one and might like side into like a mid range build or like something else in like games 2 and 3 if I play this deck in best of 3.
Right. I mean, it's better. I feel like. I mean, this is a best of one deck. I feel like, and I agree with you. And I entered this tournament, and I just did it for the 2 rounds because I had to go to work. I had to do stuff, and I'm like, I played this, but I was testing because when people like in the Vegeta State Army, when you guys have an idea, I try to, even though I don't like it. I mean, I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna play with it, and I didn't hate the unison. I would play it on turn two, but I'm pretty sure I like this version of the deck better. I like but yeah, I like the version that's all gas, kind of like turn two better. Like, because I was playing a turn three version. But what do you think about? This is a big argument, I guess, about this deck. When the 4-drop Boo came out, right? I thought it was horrible because the way it works is you play the ball under the 3-drop and you play this 4-drop from the deck, right? And the problem with it is that it looks at the top 7 and plays something. So there's a huge gamble that you're not going to get it. And then, you guys convinced me to try it, and I fell in love with it. It worked until I went on a tournament, got on stream, and it just whiffed like 3 times in a row. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is awful, bro. Like how did I do that? So you're playing both. What do you, do you like the ratio of the 3 4-drops and 1 5-drop? And which one is your plan A or plan B, and why would you change between those in a game?
So I like the ratio. It's fine. The only time I think it was six, round 6 or 7, I went to go put the ball under, and I had the 7-drop in my hand, and I went to go play the 5-drop because there's just certain times that it's just better. And it was in my life, so I actually had to take the gamble and play the 4-drop. But 4-drop is normally plan A, and 5-drop is plan B. in the finals match, I opened my hand and I had two two 7 drops, and when I was taking life, I found another one and a slug, and at that point in time, I have to go from plane A to B because I'm most likely going to whiff off of the 4 drop because the only targets I had left in deck was 3 slugs, the 7 drop, and a 5 drop in my deck, and that's like 5 cards out of like my 30 cards that I still have in deck, and that's just not feasible when I have the 7 drop in my hand to just play the 5 drop into the 7.
You should have. The lowest I've had at that point was 28. The highest is gonna get to 35, right? So that 32 to 30 that's the more realistic amount of cards in your deck, right? I tried playing the Tien Shinhan to combo it, right? And then grab the 7 drops that were absorbed with the field card, put them back in the deck. We tried a lot of stuff. Obviously the Gohan super combo helps bottom decking them. I was playing Koitsukai to do that, but it's a gamble. So I like that you're going straight into the 4-drop, into the 5-drop as well. And like, yeah, I mean, the thing is, if you get your life low enough, it can only be in your hand or in the deck because you're not gonna drop it. You know what I mean? Like, so, but but I like that you got it figured out. I mean, you're obviously a talented player to have it because I mean, it takes. I mean, you're an aggro player, you said, right? So, I mean, it's got to come natural. And how do you feel about the 4 3-drop Prince of Destruction Vegetas? I mean, that one is a sleeper. I've slept on it a little bit too, just to make deck space for other stuff. But would you change that or the Bardock overall that you have at 4 of each?
The Bardock actually like ends up like I said, I playing Bardock and I get Toa. It's honestly like better to draw more cards, and it gets rid of dead cards too, because there are times that like sometimes I know I have the quickening in my hand and like I happen to take it off my life and I'm like, man, I really wish this was any other card, like a 5k combo or anything. Yeah. It helps you like pitch and fix your hand a little bit. So like I think that Bardock is good. I play 4 of it. There are like some ways that you can change, like switch it up a little bit. I personally wouldn't, because it's like you want to see the Bardock to just go like get more consistency out of it. As for like the Vegeta, I like him because mainly of his auto. His auto is insane, and it's like if you see multiple of them, you can just charge it. And if you get to 3 energy before you awaken and you have 4 under quickening, you can just play 3 and then awaken. And they have to deal with it. You just swing first with the Vegeta and then do your entire play. They're eventually going to negate you, and he restands, swings again, and then you could bottom deck him off your leader and then play him again. He's a new card, swing, and continue.
I've done that where, like, turn 1, I played 2 of the 1-drops. Bottom deck 1, leave 1 on board, and then next turn I did that in this tournament, and the next turn I could only bottom deck 1, so I played the 3-drop, bottom deck the old 1-drop that was still on board because I was playing Dormant in this one, and I bottom decked one of them, and with a super combo I bottom decked and played another 3. So I actually played 2 of them. So like I mean the card is crazy. It's a 30k double strike dual attack basically. So you said you didn't play the Cell though, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, in 2, I think it was against Tien and King Piccolo. When they hit me or when I hit myself for the quickening charge, I charged Celestino right out of it. Which is
wow.
So like I was like, well, now you know what secret rare I'm playing.
Yeah, exactly.
And the only time I could have played Celestino is round 7 against Marcel, where I had Celestino in my hand, opening hand. I play the 4, and I'd say to Marcel, I'm like, if I hit off of this, you're dead.
Yep.
And I hit Slug, played Slug, swing, and he goes, what happens if I negate this? And I just flash him Celestino in my hand, and he scoops up his cards before I could play it.
Okay, no, you did play it then. Stop. You basically did play it then. I don't want to hear it.
Like technically he was dead to the triple strike swing, but like I didn't like I was gonna combo everything, and he was gonna die, but I didn't get to play it. He was just like that's rough.
You know what's funny? I just thought, because I'm doing the math here, right, about Cell Xeno, and Cell Xeno is completely doable, easily, as far as the deck goes and the math and what I'm looking at here. But I like this better than my I'm sorry, because I play Broly. I play the Broly Secret Rare to go Belmod the 7-drop into the Broly. So when I do the 4-drop chain, I don't like playing Slug sometimes because I'm like, damn, I can't go into the Broly Secret Rare because he's not a 7-drop. But it makes sense with Cell Xeno. So I may actually be starting to overthink the way I have my list. But your list is awesome, dude. Are you gonna play this anymore at a best of one? Do you think it's a one and done, or what's up?
I to be honest with you, I absolutely love this deck now. I was playing Agrison in locals, and I was like, meh, I'm having an okay time. Like it's kind of broken, whatever. And then I started playing this deck, and I'm like, I'm having a lot of fun because there's just so many plays that I can do with it that like I can like think about or like do I go in, do I not go in? Normally it's always go in. Um, and I've just been playing it at locals for the past like 4 weeks, a month now. Um, and I'm still probably gonna play it at least still play it at locals until I can get bored of it or I find another deck that's even better that can facilitate Celzino because that card's broken.
Well, I'm net decking you for sure, bro. I feel like no, I love aggro. I hate going to time. I mean, I play Blue Baby, but it's just like I hate, especially in a big tournament where you gotta play what you said 8 rounds. Like, it's like I'm going to turn 2, I'm winning or you're winning, and we're gonna find out in like 5 minutes. You know, like I want a long break between rounds, so I want to eat between rounds. So I just want to thank you, bro. Great job. I'm gonna test it. I'm literally gonna. I'm telling you right now, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna do the Jayson Scott special. Do you have any shout outs for anybody or anything you want to say to close off here?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out the Hermit Style Discord. Those guys are amazing. I wasn't a part of them before this tournament, and I started like going there. Everybody jumps in between rounds, and they're like, you win or lose, and they're like, it's fine if you lost, and they're like, if you win, they hype you up. It's really cool. I also like to shout out my team of Gamers R Us out in Coco. They amazing people. They have a tournament coming up probably like next week. So if you all want to come out to 6K, pretty good. And then of course my roommates that I test with. So Alex Kohler that let me basically borrow this deck because I don't own cards. Dehan and Jerry Bishop. They're pretty cool dudes.
Yeah, and anyone that listening to Hermit Style, you gotta. That's like my favorite podcast, bro. Like they're good people out there. It's I gotta join that Discord now that I'm back into the game. I might just join that Discord just to play with you because it sounds like a blast. But all right, man. Thank you guys for liking, watching, subscribing. Post your questions if you have any. Join Vegeta Saiyan Army, and I'll see you guys next time.